Have you ever been listening to a talk by someone who is absolutely passionate about their topic, while you, on the other hand, think that what they're talking about is a dull, granted, and easy to understand platitude? Well, if that's the case, then it's very likely that this person is able to feel the concept he or she is talking about rather than or beyond understanding it, while you just understand it. Now, the two things are actually very different, and of course, we need both to achieve wisdom. It took me a while to realize this when I was taking my PhD, which is a very understanding-driven endeavor, and at the same time reading a lot of Eastern Asian fiction and non-fiction literature, which stands on feel-driven philosophies. So, let me tell you the difference. Understanding a concept means breaking it in its various parts and possibly explaining how these parts are connected to each other through logic and reason. And this, of course, is at the very foundation of Western science. Feeling a concept, on the other hand, means to intuitively and possibly suddenly come to a realization of how profound, everlasting, and wide in its influence that concept is. For example, Zen koans in Buddhism, perhaps the most famous method to encourage the feeling of concepts, imply awakening from ignorance and suddenly seeing reality in a completely new way, which of course can bring very strong feelings. Sometimes people even cry after having meditated on a koan. Now, unfortunately, the global intellectual debate is much more in favor of understanding concepts rather than feeling them, even if we obviously need both. And this is because most universities pursue science rather than spirituality. Even if you go to universities in countries from East Asia, such as China, Taiwan, or Japan, the vast majority of scientists simply follow scientific protocols, almost like forgetting their spiritual and cultural tradition. On the top of that, science pursues objectivity and is against everything subjective. That is why universities don't really like the idea of teaching how to feel concepts. But the reality is we really need to do that in order to be wise. We need to teach how to understand and feel concepts. After all, science actually misunderstands feeling concepts. Feeling concepts is not like postmodern subjectivity, where everyone has a different view of reality, which is harmful. There is certainly one way to feel concepts, not many, and that can be taught. As a matter of illustration, and even if I run the risk of oversimplifying, we might fully understand how the atomic bomb works thanks to science. But unless we feel how disastrous its effects are, we might not be able to take the right decision on the use of it. And of course, you can use the same reasoning for a lot of other policy-relevant decisions. So, as educators, shall we start to understand and feel concepts, and also to teach how to do that to others? I think we should.